All right, chapter 2, quick hits. We're going to dive into theory and research. First, why theory? You're going to learn from me a lot of theory. I am a theory guy. Not everybody is. I love theory. Hopefully, when you get through with this program, you will love some theory as well. You're going to get a quick overview of several theories today in as you're reading these chapters. But what I want you to understand most of all is that theory is important. Theory helps guide research. Theory helps, your book says, illuminate aspects of our life. Theory is important. Theory is going to enhance our ability to think critically. It's going to drive what we do. It's going to drive what we do. Over the course of your time in this program, you are going to be immersed in theory. You're going to take family development at some point, which is going to look at several different theories. You're going to be able to take family resilience, which is a theoretical perspective. That whole class theory. You're going to take systems theory and cybernetics, which is kind of the granddaddy of all family theories. And so I want you to be comfortable with theory. Now, that doesn't mean I want you to be an expert in theory as you are reading through chapter 2 of your intro textbook. But what I would encourage you to do is look at the quick summaries of each of the theoretical perspectives that are listed in chapter 2 and be able to answer some very general types of questions about those theoretical perspectives. What is structural functionalism? What is feminist? What is systems? Those types of things. Also, I want you to understand the difference between theory and hypothesis, because a lot of times we use those words to mean the same thing, and they don't. So, quick definition. Hey! Gotta stop, buddy. Quick definition. Theory is an interrelated, coherent set of ideas that helps to explain phenomena and facilitate predictions. Okay? It's a big way of saying theory is our backdrop. Hypotheses are specific assumptions and predictions that can be tested to determine accuracy. So theory is the backdrop. Hypotheses are the questions or assumptions, predictions that we test in regard to our theoretical way of thinking. So make sure that you know that as well. You also want to know about research. There are different types of research. There's descriptive research, which observes and records behavior. There's correlational research, which describes the strength of relationships between two or more phenomenon. There's experimental or quasi-experimental research, which looks at the relationship between groups and a specific phenomenon, the test, the experiment, whatever that is. There's a ton of different methods, quantitative and qualitative. Quantitative meaning more numerical, qualitative meaning more narrative, and there's different ways to get at those types of research. There's surveys. There is research that is actually done in clinic or with case studies where it's in-depth and informative. There is field research where people are actually in the field with highly structured research, either in a laboratory or doing naturalistic observation, looking at people in their real-world settings and observing their behavior. There is secondary research or secondary analysis where people are looking at material that has collected by other researchers. So we're looking at data that someone else has collected. There's different types of design. There's an experimental design. There's and evaluation design. Those are different types of ways to design a study. Not everything is experimental. You will find in family research that most of what we do is non-experimental, meaning we don't have a manipulated variable. We don't have a control group all the time. We're actually we're going to be more immersed in other types of methods than true experiments. You need to know about populations and samples and what those are. The population is the complete group of people that might be studied. The target population is the specific group that you might be studying. And the sample is the part of that population that you actually select for research. Samples need to be representative in size. They need to be random, meaning every member of the target population has an equal chance of being in the sample. And they need to be stratified, meaning that if 13% of the population is Asian, then 13% of the sample needs to be Asian, those types of things. I also want you to look at Table 2.3 in your book and know the principles of ethical family research. Make sure that you know ethics. Your last year, you're going to be able to take an ethics course, typically taught by Dr. Nguyen, where you'll dive into the ethics of research and practice in our field. And so just know that theory and research are very important. They drive what we do in this field. Even if you have no desire to be a researcher, you will be connected to research through your practice. And that's chapter 2